record.
Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So before we start today's class, okay, so Amelia and Zoe, I would like to ask you a very simple question. So why we're learning math? Do you know that? Zoe, do you know why you're learning math? Amelia, you don't know? Because your
So I
parents
can
said,
get
hey, you
better
have
at
to go
it.
to, why? There must be a reason.
I mean, there's like school and stuff, and then regular day use as well.
Yeah, we're using math every day, right? We go to the supermarket, right? So somebody said, okay, Amelia, your ice cream is $4.30, right? And you give him $5 bill. If he give it back to you 60 cents, that means he's taking away some of your money, right? He should give you 70 cents. But some people doesn't have the ability to calculate it in their mind. So they need a calculator to do that. So can you imagine that? For Canada is a country with only how many populations? Do you know that? How about you Google it? Amelia, you Google how many populations. What is a population in Canada? Can you tell me the answer?
Four zero one five five seven three
不
six.
要这样的念。
So 4 million, right?
Yeah.
4 billion? 4,000, no, 40 million, right? Yeah. So in China, this is almost just like a province's population. Okay. So because China, oh, you sent it to me, right? Yeah. 40,000, sorry, 40 million. So think about it. If everybody is doing everything very slow in a country that not having a lot of population, maybe it is good. But in China, it's going to delay everything. Understand, Zoe? So we can do everything very efficient. So today we're learning the thing is called divisibility. So while we're learning the divisibility, these things can help you to speed up every single homework you're doing. Get it? Okay. So like I said, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm trying to get everything easier. Understood? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So divisible by means when you divide one number by another number, the result is a whole number. Divisible by and can be evenly divided by means the same thing. The expression ABC equals 100A plus 10B plus C. What does it mean? Let me just explain this one first. Okay, so 100A plus 10B plus C. That is very important. Zoe and Amelia understood? Because do you understand 100 and BDC? That is actually what? That is actually talk about this A represent if it is 543. This 5 represent 500. This 4 represent 40. And this 3 represent 3. Because this one stay on the unit place. This one sit on the tens place. And this one sit on the hundreds place. Right? Okay, so let me ask you, Amelia. A number is divisible by 2. What kind of number it is?
It's even number.
It's even number. So when we're talking about the characteristic of this number, it is what? The last digit is what?
Even.
The last digit could be 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Why I said, Amelia said even is not very precisely right. It is because 0 is not an even nor odd number. Get it? 0 is not an even nor odd number. Okay, so let's take a look at number 4. Number 2. A number is divisible by 4. So could you please tell me what kind of number is divisible by 4?
I think it's also not all of the even numbers, but
So okay, Amelia.
I don't
The
know.
last two digits are divisible by 4.
Oh,
The last two digit is divisible by 4. Very good. Okay, so Amelia and Zoe, please write down this one.
I think we did this before somewhere.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is you may remember that, but you may not remember that, right? Okay, so now let's take a look at this one. Number 3. A number is divisible by 8. What kind of number is divisible by 8? Zoe, do you still remember? No?
I don't think I learned this one. The
So
8 and
last
16.
3-digit number. Okay, so for instance, if I have a number which is 8,000, you take a look at the last 3-digit. If it is divisible by 8, the whole thing is divisible by 8. For instance, I have 12,000 and 840, something like that. So this number, if you see 840 is divisible by 8, the whole number is divisible by 8. 6个圈.
Yeah.
Okay, 我有. So let's take a look at this one. A number is divisible by 16. How do we do that? Okay, Amelia.
The last 4 digits are divisible by 6. Divisible by 16.
Okay, so now I'm going to tell you a very important thing, okay? So I have some student, okay, so she tell me, because 8 equals 2 times 4, okay? So if a number is divisible by 2, and this number is also divisible by 4, can we say this number is divisible by 8? Amelia and Zoe, I want you to think about it. Don't tell me yes or no directly. I want you to think about it. Use some examples to prove that you're right or prove me I'm wrong. Okay? Okay, so now, Amelia and Zoe, could you please tell me what is your answer? What do you think? What I said is right or not? Amelia?
I think it's like sort of right, but sometimes wrong because I did for 12 because 12 divided by 2 that can work, and 12 divided by 4 can work, but 12 divided by 8 can't really work.
Yeah, but you give me an answer. You give me an example. So 12 is divisible by 2, and 12 is divisible by 4. But does 12 divisible by 8?
No.
Oh, right? So your examples actually proved me wrong. Okay, Zoe, how about you? You think I'm right or wrong?
Just the 12 part?
No. I can give you an example. For instance, 24 is divisible by 2, right? 24 is also divisible by 2, and 24
Yeah,
is divisible by 8, correct? So
I'm
let
pretty
me just
sure.
tell you, okay? So in every single theory, so what is theory? So theory means under every circumstances, it has to be right. Clear? Amelia and Zoe? So if you find some example they're right, some example they're wrong, so that means the statement is wrong. So a number could be divisible by 2 and could be divisible by 4. It could be divisible by 8 is wrong. Okay, so now I give you another example. So if a number could be divisible by 3 and a number could be divisible by 7, I can say this number is divisible by 21. Is it right or wrong? I want you to think about it and tell me about it. Okay, so Zoe and Amelia, can you tell me, is it right?
I think it's probably right.
Okay,
I
Amelia,
don't
give me
think
some
it's right.
examples. Give me. So the thing is, if you find one example which is not fitting this one, so that means we can prove this theory wrong, correct? Zoe and Amelia? Correct? So, Amelia, could you give me an example?
So there's 84 divided by 3, it can work. 84 divided by 7, wait, no, not really.
84 is also divisible by 7, right? And also 84 is
84 is
divisible by 21. Very good. So that's the right one. So Zoe, can you give me a one?
I don't think it will be true because like if you take a number like 48, it is still divisible by 3.
But
Since it gives
48 is not divisible by 7.
oh
So we
wait,
have to both qualify for divisible by 3 and 7. Then we have the conclusion is divisible by 21. So I'm thinking about one. I'm thinking about, for instance, 42 is divisible by 3, and 42 is divisible by 7, and 42 is divisible by 21. Okay, so it seems that this one is right, but this one is wrong. Correct? So why? I wish I can come up with a consumption that I can see one number is divisible by one number and the other, and I can make the conclusion they're both divisible by the products of these two numbers. So when sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, right? So now I want to study 2, 4, and 3, 7 for me. What is differences between these two sets of the number? Three, 7, they're prime to each other. That means 3 and 7, they don't share common factors. But 2 and 4 are sharing common factors. Clear? Okay, so Zoe, if I told you a number is divisible by 5 and a number is divisible by 10, and not necessarily this number is divisible by 50 because 5 and 10 are not prime to each other. Understood? They are sharing the common factor, which is 5. But if I said a number is divisible by 5 and a number is divisible by 7, I can immediately say this number can be divisible by what? 35. Because 5 and 7, they don't share a common factor. Clear?
yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, so now let's take a look at the divisibility rule too. Okay, a number is divisible by 5, and what kind of number it is, Amelia?
The last digit either ends in 5 or 0.
Okay, very good. The last digit is 5 or 0. So what numbers did last digit is 20? Sorry, what numbers divisible by 25, 125, and 625? These three, I don't think Amelia know that either. So now I want you to both Google it and find out the answer. Yes. You can Google it and tell me.
What if I don't have Google? I have Microsoft.
那用另外的呀。什么 search engine 都可以啊。 找到了吗？Okay, so now 阿米莉还没找到，Zoe 找到了吗？
I'm looking for 625.
I think I found it, although all it was giving me is just to do it back by multiplication or something.
Okay, so I think there's no problem, right? So you can just find out. Okay, so let's take a look at the most important part is divisibility rule of 3. A number is divisible by 3 and the number is divisible by 9. Okay, so this one is actually used a lot of them. We've been using this to solve a lot of problems by that. So a number is divisible by 3. Okay, let me ask Zoe, do you know that?
I don't think I remember. It's like if all the digits added together is divisible by 3, then
Yeah. Okay, Amelia's raising hands. Okay, so if we have a number, so this one's based on digit. Okay, so for instance, we have a 123. Correct, Amelia? So if plus 1, 2, 3 plus together equals what? Equals 6. So this whole number is divisible by 3 because 6 is divisible by 3. Understand? So if we have a 4,624, so this is a quite big number, right? But if you add up together equals what? 16. 16 is not divisible by 3, so this whole number is not divisible by 3. Get it, Zoe? Okay, so the 9 is the same thing. So I'm going to give you a trick. So 4624 is not a lot of number, but if we have something like that, so something like that, really big number, okay? So this is even a lot of work to adding them together. So how are we going to do it? Let me show you another trick, okay? The trick is cross the number is already divisible by 3. Can you do that? So 699 we can do. So 4 plus 2 is divisible by 3. Crossed it. And 2 plus 7 is divisible by 3. Crossed it. And 5 plus 9 is divisible. 5 plus 4 equals 9 is divisible by 3. So we only have an 8 left. Oh, sorry. 8 plus 4 equals 12. So 12 is divisible by 3. This whole number is divisible by 3. Get it, Zoe and Amelia? I'm going to explain again, okay? I give you a number, any number. So 3, 9, 4, 5, 2, 7, 1, 2, 7, 8, 6, 3, 2, 1. Something like that, okay? So you just, if you add them all together, it's a lot of work, right? So I'm going to cross the numbers already divisible by 3. Get it? And 2 plus 1 is divisible by 3, right? Cross them. 7 plus 2 is divisible by 3, 2, 7, and 4, 5. So what's left? 1 and 8. So 1 plus 8 equals 9 divisible by 3. This whole number is divisible by 3. Get it? So Amelia? Okay, so a number is divisible by 9 is the same thing. You plus all the digit plus together. If the whole the sum is divisible by 9, the whole number is divisible by 9. Get it? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. If the 3-digit number 780n is divisible by 4, how many possible value of n are there? Think about it. What is the divisibility rule of 4? Think about it. What is the divisibility rule of 4? Okay.
Can we send you the answer?
Yeah. Okay, so Amelia, you have sent it to me no, it's before, sorry.
I'm still like finding out like more possible answers.
Mhm. Okay, so do you need my help? Okay, so let's take a look at this one, Zoe and Amelia. So for any number is divisible by 4, we look at the last two digits, correct? So 8n is something, 80n is something you're looking at, right? So we said if the last two digits is divisible by 4, the whole entire number is divisible by 4. So 80 should be the first one, 84 is the second one, 88 is the last one. Get it? So how many possible number? 0, 4, and 8. Get it? Clear? Okay, so I don't know how many numbers you find. So Amelia and Zoe, next time, just to give me all the possible, you think how many you can find. It doesn't necessarily to be for, so Zoe make a guess, right? So, oh, sorry. And, oh, yeah. 82. So, Zoe, you said 82 is a possible answer, right? But you can just, yeah, you can just find out because 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, maybe that's the number divisible by 2, not the number divisible by 4, right? Okay, so we have already discussed if a number is divisible by 2, it's not necessarily divisible by 4, right? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. A 3-digit integer contains one of each of the digit 3, 4, and 5. What is the possibility that this integer is divisible by 5? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So first of all, it's a 3-digit integer. That's the most important thing, right? So Zoe and Amelia. So every time they contain one of each, that means this number could be repeated or not repeated. 朋友们，你现在先那个东西有一件事情
So
要
it
说
cannot be repeated.
Gabby 老师问你作业的事情，对吧？对吧？ It not be repeated. Very good. Zoe, good job. Okay, so now, first of all, How many three-digit number can be created out of the digit 3, 4, and 5? Amelia and Zoe.
9?
9? So each of time, it's only use one number. So the first digit, how many digit can be used? So either 3, either 4, or either 5, right? So 3 possibilities. And the next
Six
one,
wait,
yeah, so it's 3 times 2 times 1, right? So
Yeah.
it's possibility number. Okay, so Amelia, out of all of them, how many of them are divisible by 5? If a number is divisible by 5, the last digit must be what? Must be 5, right?
5.
Must be 5. So they could either be 3, 4, 5, or
4, 3,
3,
5.
5. Very good. So that means how many numbers are there? 2 out of 6. So the answer is 1 over 3. That is a possibility that the integer is divisible by 5. Got understand? Okay. So now I'm going to change this number. So the same thing. The three-digit integers contains one of the each of digit 3, 4, and 5. What is the probability that integer is divisible by 2? So now I want you to tell me how to do it.
Do we send you the answer?
Yeah? Okay, so I have received it. Good job, Zoe. So that's basically the same, right? And Amelia, good job. Very good. That's the same thing, right? Okay, very good. Okay, so last question, okay? Still the same thing. I want you to tell me what is the probability that integer is divisible by 3? What is the probability that the integer is divisible by 3? Okay, so let me see. Very good, Amelia. Very good. Good job. You did everything, and it's 6/6, 100%. Very good. Okay, both of you understand this one very clearly, right? Good job. Very good. Thank you, Amelia. Amelia 给我写了一篇文章。So let's take a look at this one. So the 6-digit number 713EF5 is divisible by 125. Zoe, do you still remember what is the row of divisible by 123? Sorry, 125?
Yeah.
Yeah, the last 3 digit, if it is divisible by 125, then the whole entire number is divisible by 125, right? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So that means we only discussed about what? E, F, and 5. So E 155. So I want to know if this number is divisible by 125. Okay, so Amelia and Zoe, your turn. How many such 6-digit numbers are there? Okay, so first of all, I think it's very easy to do 125, right? So this is the first one we can come up. Correct, Zoe and Amelia? Okay, so let me ask you a question. Did you notice that if we have a number which is, for instance, divisible by 4, so we can 80, 84, and 88. Every time we plus a what? Plus a number, right? So the easiest one is every time we plus a 128, so it's 250 and 375 and 500 and 625 and 750 and 875 and 1000. But you can see the last digit must be 5, right? So this one, this one, this one, and this one. So how many of them are there? 4. Okay, so Zoe said 8. Right? So Zoe, did you know that? You put you forgot the last digit must be 5. So you think all of them are right, correct? But you're on the right track, but just a little bit off. Get it, Amelia? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. What is the sum of all possible digits which could fill the blank in the 4, 7, 8, 2, 1 so that the resulting 5-digit number is divisible by 3? Okay? 老师去穿个衣服啊，我有点凉。会做吗？不会。So the sum of all possibility, what is a possible? 那其实就是我们要知道, so how many possible five-digit number that is divisible by 3, right? So 4 plus 7 plus 2 plus 1 equals what? Equals 14, right? So 14 cannot be divisible by 3, we know. So A possible equals 1, 4, and 7. So what is possible answer? 15, 18, and 21. So that is the sum of the possible numbers. Get it? So 1 plus 4 plus 7. Good job. You tell me it is 12. Good job. Very good. Okay, so you're right. Zoe and Amelia, both of you. So given the 4-digit base 10 number, so 7784, for what value of the non-zero digit A will this 4-digit number be divisible by 3 and divisible by 4? So you need to fit for the possible answer by 2 of them. It's one, so not only divisible by 3, and at the same time, this number must be divisible by 4 as well. Remember, before a number is divisible by 4 and divisible by 2, it's not necessarily divisible by 8. But a number divisible by 3 and divisible by 7 is divisible by 21. Okay, remember I gave you some hints before the class.
What's base 10?
It's just a number, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so Zoe and Amelia 怎么又开始要睡觉了？Amelia 啊，那个是不是你？你这个人坏死了。Amelia，如果我们发觉 a number is divisible by 3 and divisible by 4, can I just directly check if this number is divisible by 12 or not?
Yeah.
Yes, because 3 and 4, they don't share a common factor, correct? Okay, so 7, 7, 8, 4. So how do we do it? We can just do what? We find the first one. 7 plus 7 equals 14 and 4 equals 18, right? 18 is divisible by what? Divisible by 12 already, right? Sorry, divisible by 3 already. So we can just put A as 0. So 7704, correct? Correct, Zoe? Okay, so
Yeah.
this is the first one. So second one, we add up by 3. But 34 is not divisible by 4. And we add another 3, 64. 64 is divisible by 3, 7764. And 94 is not divisible by 4. So we only have two numbers, 7704 and 776. Clear? Okay, so I'm going to clear that one. So find the value of x such that the 4-digit number x, 15x is divisible by 18. Okay, a number is divisible by 18. Does it mean this number is divisible by 3 and 6 or 2 and 9? I want to ask you a question. Which one is right? Zoe and Amelia?
2 and 9.
Very good. 2 and 9. Why it is not 3 and 6? Because 3 and 6 is share the common factor, but 2 and 9 is a prime number, right? So, okay. So something, 15 something. So what is the row of 2? What is the row of 9? A number is divisible by 0. So 2 is what? Put 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, right? But can we put 0 here? No, because it's a 4-digit number. So the first digit cannot be 0. So it's either 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 5, 2, 4, 1, 5, 4, 6, 1, 5, 6, and 8, 1, 5, 8. Then you find out each of them is divisible by 9 or not. If it is divisible by 9, then the whole number is divisible by 18. Get it? Okay, so you do yourself. 说好了吗? Okay, so 2 plus 1 plus 5, this one's not, right? And this one is 8 plus 6 is 14, no. So 12 plus 6 equals 18, yes. And this one is wrong. So how many of them are there? Could be divisible by 18. There's only one. 6, 1, 5, 6. Amelia, 你们家里面有多少人啊？你上我这个课，感觉无数个小朋友在后面啊。
I'll change the background.
Okay, so now let's take a look at this one. Font distinct digit A and B, such as 8,470B, is as large as possible and divisible by 36. Name the number. Divisible by 36, okay, and as big as you can. Okay, so first of all, we need to just put 36, because we don't know the row of 36, right? But we know what is the row, okay? You think about it, it's like 18, I divided by 2 times 9. Okay, so the number is divisible by 2 and divisible by 9. So you think about it, 36, which two numbers? Zoe and Amelia. Think about it, Zoe. Some people tell me 2 and 18. Can we do 2 and 18? No, yes, I saw Amelia said no, because 2 and 18, they share the common factor. And do we know the row of 18? No. Yeah, tell me.
Maybe 4 and 9?
Yes, let's see. Do we know the divisibility rule in 4? Yes. Do we know the divisibility rule of 9? Yes, right? And does 4 and 9 share the common factor? No, that means 4 times 9. It is a very good choice, okay? So now please find what is A and what is B. I want AB as big as possible, and it's divisible by 36. Okay, your turn. Okay, and number is divisible by 4. So A, 4, 7B. So we just look at 7 and B, right? So 72 is divisible by 4. 76 is divisible by 4. And that's it. Right? Zoe? Okay, so Amelia, did you get it? So A472 and A476. So let's just take a look at if this number is divisible by 9. So 472. So 4 plus 7 plus 2 equals 13. Right? So A could be 5. And 4 plus 7 plus 6 equals 17. So 17, so A could be 1 and also could be, yeah, and that's it. Right? Okay, so 5, 4, 7, 2 and 1, 4, 7, 6. Which one's bigger? So 5, 4, 7, 2 is bigger. So you get the answer. Get it, Zoe? Get it, Amelia? Very happy, huh? Okay, so let's move forward. Take a look at this one. If k is a positive integer divisible by 3, and if k is smaller than 80, what is the greatest possible value of k? This one's very easy, so please give me the answer directly. Just send it to me. Okay, thank you, Amelia. Very good. Good job. That's the biggest one. Good job. Okay, very easy. Zoe, let me see. I think Zoe said it. Very good. On a square game board that is divisible into n rows and n squares each time. Each time. K of these squares not lie on the boundary of the game board. If K is one of the four numbers, where's number? Sorry, this number. 这道题不能做啊，这道题 number 不见了。What is the largest digit which can replace b to make the number 437b32 divisible by 3? Okay, so they just ask you which is the biggest number for b, then make this number still divisible by 3. Very easy. Okay, I think this one is pretty easy as well. Zoe and Amelia, correct? So remember, 还记不记得老师前面给你们讲的 47437B32, right? So if this number is divisible by 3, we can just first delete out this is divisible by 3, right? 7 plus 2 is divisible by 3. So 4 plus what divisible by 3? Biggest, as big as the possible? 8. So B equals 8. Get it? Get it? Okay, the three-digit number A23, sorry, 2A3, 2A3 is added to the number 326 to give the three-digit number 5B9. If 5B9 is divisible by, why? Why? The part is missing. Let's say divisible by 9, okay? Divisible by 9. Divisible by 9. Okay? So what is the A plus B? Because this number divisible by 9, so B must be 4, so A equals 2, so A plus B equals 6, correct? Amelia and Zoe, did you get it? Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. A and B are non-zero digits. That means both A and B cannot be 0, for which A for 6B05 is divisible by 11. Okay, again, Zoe and Amelia, I think you don't know what is divisible rule of 11, right? Amelia maybe knows. Zoe, do you know that? No? So let's take a look at this one, okay? So if you want to have a number which is divisible by 11, so it's like that. So you jump. So A plus C plus E minus B plus D plus F. And if the answer is divisible 11, the whole entire number is divisible 11. Okay? OK，怎么做？A plus 6 plus 0 minus 4 plus B plus 5 divisible by 11. Okay, so that means A plus 6 minus 9 plus B, which is A minus B minus 3, must be divisible by 11. 对吗？ And AB cannot be 0. 那最简单是什么？4减1减3是不是等于0啊？0是不是可以被 11？ 那我们可以怎么样？So 4, 4, 6, 1, 0, 5可以 divisible by 11。OK， 那我们看看能不能变成11？那怎么办？哎，有没有可能 ？A minus B minus 3 equals 11. So A minus B equals 14. 可不可能？ They are two-digit numbers, so it's impossible. So that's the only answer. So A plus B equals what? 4 plus 1 equals 5. OK， 会不会？会不会？这道题会不会 ？Zoe and Amelia, do you want me to explain again? Amelia, no, you don't need. Okay. Okay, so let's check. If the four-digit number 273x is divisible by 12, what is the value of x? Okay, so this question is very similar to the first one. Dial. 看看 12 again. We need to just what? Make 12 into something times something, right, Zoe? We use it to 6 or
3 times 4.
Very good. Good job. 3 and 4. Very good. You understand. Okay, so Zoe has given me the answer. Let me see. Amelia, did you get the answer as well? Okay, good. Very good. So I don't have to explain this question because both of you get it right. Very good. Okay, so I think we did pretty good. You both understand like how to. So now let's take a look at the next one, okay? So as you know, this will be today's our homework, right? So this is our page 1. So in order to review everything we learned it in class, okay, Zoe, Amelia, I want you to exactly write down what is divisibility rule of 1 and 2 and 3. Understood? And if you, for instance, yeah, Amelia.
What if you wrote it down like about 2 years ago?
Yeah, but did you know how to do every single question already?
Not every.
Yeah, so you need to review it, right? And you can add on, for instance, for the 11, right? For instance, for the 11, Zoe, you can add on to the blank part, right? For yourself. Understand? So every single question, like for that one, for this one, it's not I forgot to print the number beneath, so you cannot do that. But for this one, we already know that it's divisible by 9, so you can just add on. Get it? Okay, so for the last part, so you know this will be your homework. I have already helped you to finish the part 2, and we're going to do the part 3, but every single page you need to finish before we go. Understand? Okay, so that's it for today's class, and I think today we do pretty good, right, Zoe? Yeah, and Amelia, I think today is really good. Okay, so we focus, and everything is not that hard, right? But if you always think, oh, I'm thinking about this, I'm doing this and that, so it's impossible to be perfect, correct? We don't have to be perfect, but we just push ourselves a little bit further every time we're having the class. Right, Zoe? Okay, so,
What were you saying to me before the start of the class?
pardon me?
Well, while I was going to the washroom, what did you say about me?
Oh, I said you always spend a lot of time in the washroom, so that's why I sent you to over that first thing in the classroom. And you know what, Amelia, I can drive right now. Okay, so you're back from your holiday, so we can have a picnic or pizza thing. Remember, we still have that thing. I still remember, so I make sure we did it the first thing in the August. How about like that? Okay, so if you want, I can actually, so we can find a place between Surrey, that's where Zoe live, and Amelia's living in Burnaby. So we can just find a place in between. I think maybe New Westminster is a really good choice. And there's a lot of very good restaurant there. So we can have a good time over there if you want to. Okay, I'm gonna discuss with your parents and we can finally make this one happen.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it for today's class. We're gonna see each other next week. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, thank you.
Bye.